Hey everybody, part 3. This is probably the 8th time I've attempted to record this video, but that's kind of how things go. Between interruptions and, well, me not really knowing what to talk about, I just have a lot of things to say and not a lot of brain power to do it, so I guess I'll just rip the band-aid off and talk about the neon-colored pink elephant in the room. So let's begin. My father, and I struggle to call him that because he might have been my progenitor, but he was never my dad, since I've never really had a dad. He was just never there, and I don't have a lot of good memories of him, so if you don't like hearing about, like, situations of abuse, of just really awful, just psychological things, I really recommend just skip on this one, just because it's gonna be rough. So let's get to it. The earliest memory I have of Arthur was really when I was really young. No older than 7, really. He came home and he was pissed off. My grades had recently been released and he was not happy with the result. And I got the beating of a lifetime. Everyone knows the belt. Everyone has gotten their ass beat by the belt. For me, it was not my ass. He he went for the back. And he went for the back with force. I remember there were multiple times when I checked in the mirror, and not only did I have a red mark, but that red mark was swollen. This was a very common occurrence whenever I upset him. And it wouldn't be the last time. During a vacation, I remember that we were playing, and perhaps I got a little bit overzealous, and I just kind of wanted to prank him by hitting him with a shopping cart. I was a kid. I was dumb. I didn't really know consequences, but he threw me around like a rag doll, and I remember he threw me against something, and I hit myself in the corner of the eye. I could have gone blind then, but I was lucky, and it missed by about like half an inch, and I just opened like the entire left side of my eye. I couldn't open my eyelid all the way for about a month. And this wasn't even the most creative one he came up with, just because that one was an accident. One of the other ones that I remember was, well, as a kid, I was absolutely terrified of the dark. This was probably earlier than the previous one. I was around 4 at the time, and absolutely terrified of the dark, because that's where spiders hide, and spiders are poisonous or venomous. English is not my mother language, even though I've spoken it for, well, over 8 years at this point. I still get a few things confused, but needless to say, I associated spiders with death. So, for something that I don't remember, he had the brilliant idea to just lock me up in the downstairs bathroom with no windows, removing the light bulb, and locking the door. I was stuck in there in just pure darkness for what felt like 5 hours. It might have been 10 minutes or it might have been an hour, but it was long enough that I lost the notion of time. All the while, I was just utterly terrified of the idea that a spider could like sting me and I would just die right there. It doesn't matter because that didn't happen. What matters is I just never really got over my fear of the dark. Not really because of spiders, but because of him. One of his favorite phrases was, "You do this, or the devil is going to show up." He was the devil in this saying of his, and he loved threatening me with it. And I just knew that he wasn't lying because every time he said that and I just didn't do what he wanted, it was an absolute fucking beatdown with the belt. And mind you, this wasn't like just getting hit with the belt so that it hurt. He actually put power behind that, at least enough that he actually threw me around quite a bit when he did it. Another of the things that I remember was one day I had a math assignment, and everyone procrastinates. Every kid ever hates math. And so did I. And I just had this specific tactic where I just told them that I would do it. I told them I did it, and I would just flip the page because I just showed them like, look, I'm in the other page. Eventually, he grew weary of this, and he just flipped the page, saw that I hadn't really done anything, and he got creative with his punishment, kicking a 11-year-old boy out of the house. And this one just stuck with me. My mother wasn't at home, and he really didn't even like care to ask why I didn't want to do my homework. He would just told me, get the fuck out of here. And well, I just remember that he just told me to get the fuck back in and finish my homework. But I was just tempted to run away that day. I just have no good memories of being with him. And even after the divorce, it didn't get much better. One of the things I remember the most of this time is just how the punishments really never stopped. Around 2013, 2014, when Minecraft was just picking up steam, I saw how Minecraft videos were starting to explode. And I don't know, I just knew that some of them were making money, so I thought I might as well like start making Minecraft content. And I started attempting to. But eventually Arthur caught on. He caught me awake at around 3 in the morning, and he asked what the fuck I was doing. I just told him that I wanted to play Minecraft. So he grabbed all my all my school items, all my books, every single thing I used to study. He took them away, and he said, "Okay, you want to play? Play." Minecraft being Minecraft, eventually you get tired of it, especially when playing a solo. which I was. He came back, realized I wasn't playing Minecraft, and, well, he basically just questioned me like, why are you doing something else? I told you to play. Needless to say, it just kind of ruined Minecraft for me, and I never really got back into it. And the worst one by far was just all the times he would break into my room. When my mother and my father divorced, he went with another woman, a woman he cheated on my mother with. To call her something, I'm just gonna call her Pigeon. Pigeon was like a CCTV camera. She just never kept her eye off me, and she was excessively abusive to her eldest daughter, who was around my age, if not a little bit older. And really, just me and her daughter, who I'm just going to call Zofia, bonded over the fact that we both had very abusive parents. She got into a fist fight with hers and was sent to her dad, but I didn't have the same luck, at least not yet. We'll talk about that later, but to understand that, we'll first talk about the catalyst for all this. Having no freedom, being constantly humiliated, and, well, the constant fear of getting beat up was enough to make me a very good liar. I would constantly hide things, steal things, and I became really good at it. I got so good, in fact, that I was able to slip inside the house without anybody noticing in the middle of the night and even sneak into his room. We'll talk about that at some other point, but all you need to understand is I was tired of being under constant surveillance, and this came to a head when Arthur entered my room in the middle of the night to rummage through my stuff. I was still awake, it was like 2 in the morning, but it was enough that I just started hiding even more things from him. I just didn't want to talk to him. Until one day, he just had enough of me not telling him anything, broke into my room, opened all my drawers, and took out everything. Inside one of those drawers was a letter that said, "Read me." It was a letter that I had very deliberately hidden. But that's a story for another day. I'll leave you with that little nugget for you to perhaps speculate a little bit. You'll get the answer, but if you're smart enough, you'll probably figure out what that letter was. As it stands, I think that'll do it for today. Take care out there, stay safe, and we'll see each other on the other side. Bye-bye.